Thanks for joining our webinar that we have here today. It is Tuesday, March 7th, and that means it is launch day here at Bluebeam. Super exciting day for us, really exciting day to show off these new features to our customers and to our great partners like yourselves. So if you have any questions during this webinar, please type them in the questions window. We'll do our best to get those answered for you. And today I have my colleague, who's one of the best of the business, Meredith Jones. She's manning the questions window, and she'll be able to answer anything you send our way. And just in case we don't get to a question during the webinar, we'll be sure to follow up and get you an answer after we finish here. So just as a quick introduction, my name is Amy Clausel. I am a channel sales specialist here at Bluebeam. And so I'm really excited to get into these new features that we have to show you today, but we have a couple things to go over first, and kind of a little bit of housekeeping here. So our agenda for today is we are going to be doing a quick intro to Bluebeam as a company and the products that we sell. Next up, we'll be going over the changes in some of the licensing for Revu 2017. And then we're going to jump into the reason that you're really here for, which is talking about the new features that are in our release here for this year. Anytime that we have left over, we'll be more than happy to do a Q&A session as well. So let's get into things here. We've changed up the slide a little bit from what you're used to here in 2017. No longer are we just going to be the company that makes smart and simple PDF solutions for working professionals, but we've really been going above and beyond what we're doing with the PDF workflow. We're developing innovative technology solutions that set the standard for collaboration and workflow efficiency for AEC professionals worldwide. So we're starting to move where we're thinking less of Bluebeam as just a PDF tool solution and more of an AEC workflow improvement tool. So for our solutions, we have two families of products here at Bluebeam. The first one is the one that we all know and love, which is Bluebeam Revu. This is our flagship application and our end-to-end workflow solution, where you can do all of your PDF creation, editing, markup, and collaboration. Bluebeam Revu is now trusted by over 1 million AEC professionals worldwide. We're really, really proud to be the gold standard in the PDF workflow space. The next up is Bluebeam Studio, and this is our trusted collaboration platform that is available free with every seat of Revu that your customers buy. We also have a couple additional products in the Studio family. Those are Studio Prime and Studio Enterprise. Your customers can purchase those products to gain additional control over the users in their Studio sessions and projects and the data within them. Studio, I think most of us know, is a really, really amazing platform that can connect project partners worldwide in real time, working on the same set of centralized documents so that everyone's working from one single source of truth. So as I mentioned before about Revu, it really is an end-to-end workflow solution over the digital life of a project. This can definitely benefit everyone at any point in the project lifecycle, straight from the beginning where your designs have been generated, and as we all know, the great design review processes that you can use with Revu already. And then going forward, you're going to see a lot more use in kind of site management, punch back check, all the way to closeout, and even passing off these documents to your owners in the facilities management side so that they can easily maintain their projects and buildings. So let's jump into licensing. And first, and start talking about what is going to be changing and what is not changing for our licensing model with the launch of Revu 2017. So what is not changing are our primary licensing models. Your customers still have the option to purchase perpetual licenses, which are done on a per workstation basis. And once those are purchased, they are owned for life. We will continue rolling with our open licensing model. This is that concurrent licensing model, which offers a pool of floating licenses where a workstation can check out a license as they need them and then check it back in when they are finished using it. And our open licenses are done on a subscription basis, which are renewed annually. And there will not be any pricing changes to those with the 2017 release. So, moving forward with 2017, there will be some changes here. The first notable change that you will see is with our policy regarding late or delayed maintenance. In the past, we've really been lenient with allowing customers to add on maintenance pretty much any point when they purchase a license, whether it be 10 to 11 months back. So now we're going to kind of tighten up on that, and we're only going to be allowing maintenance to be purchased within 90 days of the customer's purchase date or within 90 days of the customer's renewal date. So as we're getting a little bit stricter on this, we really need your help in making sure your customers are purchasing maintenance up front or renewing their maintenance on time going forward. We are also changing the way that we do multi-year maintenance as well. Historically, you may have been selling maintenance in 2 or 3 years on that for their renewals, but we're no longer offering this going forward. Customers will have to renew annually for just the simple 12 months. We know that we're going to run into some cases where we need to co-term licenses out to an existing end date that's more than a year. Those are fine. Those will come up on a case-by-case basis. You'll just have to reach out to your account manager and we'll take care of that for you. And then we have a really, really great change with enterprise licensing that I know I'm excited about. And for enterprise licensing, obviously we encourage, especially the large organizations, to purchase this. A year and a half ago, we added kind of a little bit of a bump in by requiring enterprise licensing customers to sign a specific purchasing agreement. And we knew this could be a headache, chasing those down, or customers simply not wanting to sign an extraneous agreement or having to bring in their legal teams and whatnot. So enterprise licensing, if you're not familiar, is the feature that gives is an annual subscription management that allows your licenses or your customers access to the Bluebeam gateway to manage their licenses, allows your customers to have automation on the unregistration and registration of their licenses, and gives them a little bit of an overage to help them with rolling out new licenses. So what we've done for 2017 is we have now rolled that enterprise licensing agreement into our EULA. So this is very, very exciting. This is strictly from your feedback, so no longer will we have to be sending out an extra agreement for your customers to have to sign. It'll simply be right in the end user licensing agreement. So moving forward. So let's talk about the changes to pricing. I'm sure most of you at this point have looked over some of those changes. And most of these changes are primarily impacting the US and Canadian pricing. But our goal here today is to help you see the value in how we came up with our new pricing structure. It's important to note for those of you on the line that may sell globally, we have chosen not to raise those global prices significantly in order to help continue the accelerated growth in international markets. So historically, for several years now, the price of perpetual licensing has increased incrementally while the value that Revu provides your customers has increased exponentially. So as we're continuing to make all of these advancements in the development of Revu, incorporating more and more features by the request of your customers, we needed to raise the price to match the value of the product. And we have to continue to support future development so that we can continue to help your customers do what they do better. The goal with this price increase that you'll see on perpetual licensing for 2017 really is to get us closer to that true value of our product, while also continuing to be sensitive to the impact of price increases on our existing customers. So we had to come up with a way to achieve this dual goal that we have here. So what you'll notice is that the pricing has increased most on the 1 to 4 seat rate. And this is typically purchased by customers who do not have a lot of history with Bluebeam. So as you'll notice, as the volume increases of the number of licenses purchased, the percentage of the price increase starts to drop substantially. So this is going to reduce the impact on existing customers who know the way that we work in volume tiers and who are often purchasing in larger quantities. So this is definitely going to make those volume purchases even more valuable than they have been in the past. So in regards to our maintenance pricing, we also wanted to bring our pricing more in alignment with industry standards. And by doing this, it's better going to support the development of those new features, like the ones so your customers with maintenance will have access to, even with their free upgrade to 2017 and the features we're going to show you here today as well. Also, in regards to upgrades, we've increased the price on that to continue the future development and to provide an incentive for your customers to purchase maintenance up front and to continue renewing maintenance. So we want to kind of get away from having customers upgrading each and every year and make more of an impact on that to really, really have them see the value in maintenance. And then finally, we're changing the way that we show pricing on our website. So customers will just see a one-seat perpetual license price for Revu Standard, CAD, and Extreme. Customers can still click through to find the volume pricing, but they may be really, really surprised once they talk to you and you start offering those volume discounts, and once you get them in those higher seat tiers, they should be really happy with seeing the volume discounts that they're getting on their purchases. So always it's important to remember, even with this price increase, Revu is still a really relatively inexpensive product compared to other construction workflow solutions. And if you're looking at this from a percentages basis, it's better this time around to kind of break it down more by the dollars and cents. When you look at it that way, the increases are definitely lower. It can even be equated to kind of the few dollars a day that you might be spending at a local coffee shop. So definitely want to start looking at more broken down into dollar cents as opposed to straight percentages. So once again, I just want to let you know our approach to development is super simple, as you'll see with this release as well. We pick our customers' brains. We continue to engage with ongoing conversations, walk them through their projects to understand their workflows, and our solutions evolve as our customers' needs do. So the idea is to keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening in the AEC industry and really constantly push the limits of what is possible in a very document-intensive industry. So now that we are done with this licensing, let's talk about the good stuff coming up this year. So let's get into going over Revu 2017 and what we're focusing on here. I would definitely say this is our best release so far. These are part of the tools that your customer really wants and needs. And So let's kind of jump in. So with Review 2017, the focus and development was to maximize workflow efficiency and these tools enhancements throughout the project of a lifecycle. So we were going to focus on 3 categories of tools today. First up is the quantity takeoff workflow. It's a big workflow that we focused on for 2017, and it's definitely the area we've made our biggest strides in. And this is an opportunity to gain new customers that live in the takeoff and estimation space as well. So next up is our automation tools. All of our automation tools are going to be extreme-only features. So this is going to help you guide your customers to purchase extreme right out of the get-go, and is definitely a set of key features that you will be able to use as a sales tool to upgrade them into extreme. And automation tools, as always, it's a huge, huge win for your customers to help them save time and money. And last up will be the visualization tools, if I could speak. And these are ways that we can actually use 360 photos and 3D content to really enhance the way your customers are communicating on the job site or even within the office. So let's get started with the quantity takeoff tools. So the goal for Review 2017 is to help your customers deliver a better bid, and we have 4 new features that will help your customers do that. We have dynamic fill, measurement tool enhancements, count tool enhancements, and quantity link, which is an extreme-only feature. So using these tools, it's going to help your customers have the ability to do accurate takeoffs even faster. And dynamic fill, I think you're going to see once I jump into it, is really a wow feature tool that is going to help your customers do that. And then measurement tool enhancements are always nice to have as well. And then the last up, that quantity link tool I referenced, is a tie between Excel and Reviews. And I think customers that have been requesting this are really, really going to be floored by what we've been able to do there. So why quantity takeoffs? This is probably a great question. And there are a lot of different workflows that Review users have focused on. And design review has historically been the strongest for us. So quantity takeoffs, as you know, are a very, very large part of the industry and are performed by a plethora of people. Every project is out there is going to be put out for bid. So you're going to have your owner who is going to put out a request for proposal. The RFP goes out. It's going to send it out to a group of general contractors. We're going to use a really simplified version here. We only have 3 GCs here on this example, but real life, I think we all know how many more you can have there. So, and from here, GCs are going to send it out to their subs to have them do estimations, takeoffs as well, and then send it right back up to their general contractor. So we have, even in the small example of just 3 GCs and the subs that they're using, there's a lot of people doing a lot of takeoff work here, and doing takeoff work isn't paid work. So you have all of these people working on all of this takeoff work, and in the end, only one person is going to win the proposal for this job. So with all these people working, only 5% of them end up with the work. So what review we're trying to do in this release is to make this all this takeoff work that they're doing move a little bit faster, so people can win more paid work and spend less time on the difficulties of takeoff, make their life a little bit easier there. So with that said, we are going to start getting into review here right away. So this is review 2017. This might be some of the first time you've been seeing it. Probably looks fairly similar before. So the way we're going to start here is this is going to be a little bit more of a workflow demo as opposed to kind of just singling out features that you may be used to in the past. So I'm going to open up my blank materials takeoff document here. So what I have here is a nice blank materials takeoff. And with this workflow, there is going to be a little bit of setup that you're going to want to perform before you start getting down to work on this. So in this case, let's say I'm a contractor and I'm super nice. I've dropped in and created this advanced material profile that you see that you can even attach to your document and send this out to the rest of your team. As you know, profiles are a great thing to import and export. So you can have one person do all the standardization that you need for your organization and throw it on there and really set everybody else up for success here. So you can go ahead, double click on that, import it right into your profiles here. In this case, I don't think I have done that yet. Let's open that guy. And you can see there, I have successfully imported that profile. And the great thing about this profile now is you can see from my tool chest here, or you can always get to that from tab access right up top. And open up our tool chest there. We have this advanced materials profile set that also has this really great tool set over here, which is great. So we have a lot of different takeoff items that we can work with their attributes, whether it's flooring, some plumbing, some base, some doors. It's really nice to have all those tool sets in there and have my document ready for success to set up and start working and doing my takeoffs with this tool set that I can gather from that profile. Another thing that we want to have set up in our document is the markups list, getting that set up to your liking. As always, we're going to pop that open here. As always, you can kind of turn on the columns that you would like in here for the best of whatever workflow it is you're doing. Like I'm going to turn the label one on there. And especially here too is in this case, we're going to want to have some custom columns. Like I said, we're performing takeoff measurements, which means we want to get down to create a better bid, so we're going to want to have some estimation going on there. So when I click here, this is just another way that you can turn on your columns and display them. And then you can click over here to custom columns, which you will see that we have created right here as well. So when you jump in there, if I modify those, you can see all of the materials that we have populated in here. And then with this number, this is kind of a pick list choice that we call it. And then we have a number associated, which is the cost associated per square foot per tile, or, you know, per chair if you're counting chairs there as well. Anything like that, you can set up all your costs right in here. And then the second column we have is the material cost. And this is a formula. This is what's going to help us spit out that nice estimate. This is a formula that is going to take our measurements, however it may be, whether it's doing an area or doing a count, and it's going to multiply it by the material that we assign to that. So this is a really nice way to get everything set up, and you're going to want to have that done before you start jumping straight into your workflows. Another thing that we've added here too as well is just something I find interesting is we've added a couple kind of simple enhancements down here. Is the height and the width is always a very nice enhancement that you can turn on for folks who work in the markups list a lot. So it's really going to help harness the data here going forward using our markups list now and working together with these tools that we're taking. So with that said, we're going to jump into working on this and taking some measurements here, and we're going to start out. I'm going to come up here to measurement tools, and I have all my measurement tools up here like before. And we're going to start out the same way we would start out if we were traditionally doing this the old way. First of all, we need to calibrate our document here. So I'm going to pick a couple points, make sure I get my scale set up correctly. This one's 5 feet. And this looked okay there. And then take my check mark away. Then I want to go back and make sure that calibration worked. Sure did. As you can see, we have that 5.0 measurement that is shown we've calibrated the page correctly here. So before, you used to know that we used to take, kind of do area measurements, and it used to be a little bit harder going around here. So our first feature that we really want to show off here is dynamic fill, and this is really the wow feature of 2017. So you have your nice little paint bucket up here. I'm going to click on that. You're going to get this material bar down here. And what you're going to do is start off pretty much left to right on how you want to work here. What you can do with dynamic fill is, what's really great is there are ways that you can do set up spaces, take area measurements, poly lengths, all sorts of different tools that you have available. So let me get into kind of showing you how this works here. So we want to take some of these rooms and get a measurement for them for various tasks that we want to do. So first of all, we're going to select this boundary line, and what you're going to want to do here is come in. I want to kind of make sure my settings are, my edge sensitivity is high. We'll rock a little fill speed that's a little bit quicker. And then what you're going to want to do is close off these open boundaries here. So if I just click there and I double click, turn on my snap to content so it's a little bit cleaner there. And then if I come here and double click, setting that boundary right there, and I'm going to come over here and double click as well. So now that it looks like we have all of these rooms blocked off, you want to kind of run around the edges, make sure there's no measurements that might be kind of blurring into your lines here. Then what I'm going to do here is we're going to get to our paint bucket, and I'm going to start filling these rooms in. And anywhere you need to go, I'm just going to fill over everything here. It's just like paint. Really, really great. If you want to feel like a kid again coloring, that's the way to do it. So now you see I've got those 3 rooms filled in using our dynamic fill tool. And let's start here with some actions that we want to take now that we've completed that. So here we have the great ability to create spaces. Let's say this is a document that didn't have spaces connected to it. And this is now a great way to create those a lot quicker than individually going and separating them out. So we can add spaces here. Last year we had an awesome tool for the Revit plugin that allowed you to carry those over from rooms to spaces in Revit. Now this is going to be a great way for those who don't have a way to take advantage of that or don't have documents set up like that. We can use it with the dynamic fill tool. So I'm going to create some spaces. Oops, let me turn that back on. And then what I'm going to want to do here is take some area measurements as well. And what I'm going to want here is now, because of the advanced materials takeoff tools that we have in here, we can pick which flooring item we want to do. And let's say we are going for a rugged type of a bathroom look, and we're going to go with concrete floors. Kind of trendy. We can select which flooring type we want right from there. We could take poly length measurements from there. We can also take perimeter measurements. So if we know that we're going to use a rubber base around here or a tile base, we can also select that from here. And then Once we apply those changes, you get a very, very pretty and lovely caption screen of all of those with a kind of hard on the eyes. But let's look down here in the markups list. As you can see, all of those measurements have been taken right down here. And you have your material cost generated based on the material that we easily selected out of Dynamic Fill. And this is a great way to just get a really, really quick estimate using this tool. So I'm super excited about this. You get to combine paint with work, and if it's 3 o'clock on a Friday and you need to get some estimates done quickly, this is a great tool to have at your disposal now. So measure, 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 that is pretty much the motto this year. I'm going to show you another great thing that you can do is that we've created the poly length tool as well. You can find that right up here with the rest of the measurement tools. Once you select poly length, in the past, previously, let's say now I'm a plumber and I need to take some piping measurements because I got to get this done. Now what I can do is, before in the past, you could run from end to end here. So with the poly length tool is really, really great, because now if I know that my piping run needs to start here, I can click there and I can click, and it's going to take these measurements. It's going to end up showing me once I get to the end. Of course, I had to make that crazy looking, but so what it's going to do is it's going to show you the increments in between your sinks for the piping, in addition to the total length of piping that you're going to need for that run. So this is a really cool tool to have at your disposal now. You can split these apart. In this case, I'm not going to do that, but here's another part that is a great addition to our measurement tools this year as well. Is I just clicked into our properties, and people have been requesting the ability to do rise and drops. A lot of people are working on multi-floor buildings, so you know, this is the first floor of this building. We know that we're going to have to run this piping up, you know, to the second floor. So we can also add in that rise on here as well. So once I add that in, I could love to rotate that. So now you get the rise and the drop, so you can see that now we need 30 feet 2 inches for that. So lots of really cool measurement tools with the poly length and such like that as well. So in addition to the rise and drop tool that we've been using, there's also a way that we can add slope. So let me pop over here, go to my file access, and I'm going to open a roofing plan here. So what's nice is in the past there used to have to be a lot of formulating, calculating, lots of math, you know, where we could simplify things, but we wanted to take it to the next level here and allow people who are doing roof or pitching or things that have grades or sloping, and we wanted to have a way that they didn't have to do that manual work on their end. So let's say in this case, we see that we have a pitch of 3/12 here. So what I can come in, and I can come in and do an area measurement right here. And then it's going to tell me the amount of square feet that I have there that is needed. And then what I can do is now I can come in and I can add a pitch to this. So what is really great is now once I add this pitch, that I can actually use that so we can get the full calculation of what the square footage for the amount of materials that they will need because of the pitching. So you can move that up, you can see that there. So you saw that the area increased because of the ability to add that additional slope functionality there as well. Another really cool tool that we have, I'm going to kind of close out this bad boy here and go back to our other document that we were working on. Here is, we have the ability to do elliptical cutouts now too. So, you know, let's say in this case, we knew we were going to have some funky chute or something in the corner here, some sort of drainage covering. You can go ahead and cut that out of the document right there as well. So we've added a lot of really, really cool measurement tools that are really going to help folks get through this workflow a lot quicker and make their lives a lot more efficient. So those are pretty much kind of go over the measurement tools here that we have, but you know, we've also developed some new count tools which folks love, and we also know the importance of counting tools are one of the things we definitely get asked quite a bit about here. So I'm going to move down here, get into some plumbing items that I can do a count on. So if I pop in over here to my tab Access, actually I'm just going to kind of jump back in since I already have this panel halfway open over here. So like before, we used to be able to do, I think we're all used to doing a visual search. So just like before, you can go in, you can grab a rectangle. If I wanted to look at toilets here in this case, I've got that right there. I can search my document, and it's going to go ahead and generate some results, or not, because I took a terrible, let's start over. So let's get a new rectangle. I'm going to zoom in, make sure I get a good one this time. And let's see if we can search for those now. I love how this is something I've done 8,000 times in my life, and this is what I'm going to struggle with in the demo right now. So one more time here. Let's see if we can grab this toilet. Sensitivity. See if we find anything on this time around. If not, I'll just kind of, we'll move on to a different, we can do sinks. Let's try that instead. So let's see if I want to take sinks here. Let's go, and let's search for those. Oh, there we go. So let's take a minute here while we try to find those. And we're starting to get some results here coming in. Can you tell I'm in a now mode, and I realize it's doing all my work for me and I need to let it think for a minute. So we're almost done counting those. So we have found 11 sinks in this document, and that's really great. So what we can do here is the way that we used to do, we can check all these sinks that we want to count. And just like before, we can apply a measurement count to checked. And the great thing is now that we have these advanced takeoff tools, we can go in here and we can actually apply a count And you can apply the material to it as well. We'll call this Sync 1. And you'll go through. It's found all of our syncs. And once again, when I pop open our markups list here, we are going to find that plumbing count right down here for our sync with a count of 11. And the really great part about this is because we had our material set up in here, it's going to calculate the price of those sinks out as well. So $2,475 for sinks. Another cool enhancement we've made to our count features is being able to create a count from a snapshot and adding it to our tool chest. So I'm going to come up here and move to my snapshot tool. In this case, I'm going to take a snapshot here of my toilet. I'm going to pop my panel over to have access and get back to my tool chest. And I'm going to paste that onto my document. So now it is popping up in my recent tools. From here, I can go ahead and kind of change the source color to something. So if I wanted to change this to blue, I can go ahead in there and do that. So it'll look a little bit different. And I can move this up to my tool set. And then now we have made it so you can apply, you can create a count right from your tool set here. So if I want to come in here and I want to count toilets this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, you could go in, take care of your toilet count kind of that way. And once I'm done with that, you'll see that count measurement show up as a count there. So really cool new features that we've added for the count tools as well. So down here you can see kind of this has been filtered down by base scoring, so you can kind of see how those have all subtotaled up based on the measurements that we place on this page as well. So what's awesome about this is, God willing, today this has worked for me. I've been running the beta candidate, so so what's really awesome is this is, let's get down to quantity link, and the big reveal is that I have had this sample bid spreadsheet running in the background this entire time, and it has been linked together with all of those markups that I have had on the page over here. So this is going to be really, really exciting for those who used to have to take the old way of working and kind of exporting this out, moving it into a third-party piece of software. Now we have a way for those folks to link these documents together, and it's all dynamic, so you can work on something in real time. So if I come in here and I create, if I want to come over here and create a flooring, sorry, this is starting to get kind of monkey over here, but if I come in here and grab concrete and did an area measurement of that with that concrete one, you can see that it dynamically changed on quantity link for me as well. So this is a really, really, really cool feature, and this is going to save customers a ton of time who are doing these estimations. So let's go back. Oh boy. Whoa. And another thing, we also have documents that it works, that you can show that have a lot of takeoffs already done on it. So have a material takeoff document that has a ton of information on it. If I go back over to my quantity link, what I can do is change my source file. I can remove this one, and it's simple as adding in the file that you want to work with. It's going to load that up, and it's going to populate all of those markups right in there. So that comes from our markups list. So quantity link Super, super cool feature. I encourage most folks to take a look and play around with that. It's going to be a game changer for those who are working in estimation on that. So now that we have gotten through our those workflow tools, let's get into the automation tool. These are pretty cool. These are those extreme only features that I wanted to go over with you guys. So a lot of you have always been asking us about why we don't have an auto form generator or anything like that. And it's been a request for a really long time. So this is a super long demo, and I'll show you how it works right here. I'm going to open this RFA template up that I have. Back out, make it not as big here. So you can see here, we got this nice RFI form. If I go up right top here to my form section, I'm going to click Auto Create, and the demo is complete. That quickly, it has captured all of these form fields over here, straight out of this document, even picked up that it had a signature field here as well. So really, really awesome feature that has been on the list for a long time. We've got it perfected now, and we're happy to unleash it to everybody. Quick, simple of a button. Just click a button. We're all done. You can add radio buttons, check boxes. They're not on this file, but this is a really, really cool feature. You can roll through in about 5 seconds. So that is auto form creation. Our next automation tool is batch sign and seal. So if you can imagine architects, once they typically have to sign off on all their drawings, and typically have pages upon pages upon pages that they are going to have to sign off on. So we've created this feature, batch sign and seal, that's built to kind of speed up that process for them. So I'm going to click on batch over here, which is home to most of our batching functionality here, if not all. I'm going to come down here to batch sign and seal. I'm going to get that normal prompt, and what we can do here is you can either add files or you can add folders. And what I'm going to do is add a folder. I'm going to come up, oh, not that one. I have a batch sign and seal folder here. I have all the files that I need to kind of throw a signature on. I'm going to select that folder. And as you can see, it has uploaded those documents that are in that folder into my screen. You can load batches that you have. You can save batches just as you previously have been able to do in our other batch functionalities. I'm going to click Next here. And what we're going to pop up here are the documents in here. So over here, you'll have your signature panel, and the digital signature in here. Hope and pray I know my password every time I do something. Looks like that one worked. You can go in here and put your various reasons behind what you're doing something. I'm in Chicago, so I'll throw Chicago in there. If I want to include the date, you can go ahead and do that. And then you can select your seal, import whatever that you're using on here. So you have all these tools that you can pick from over here for how you want your document to look while using the batch sign and seal project or process. So I picked the seal. So you can see right down here, this is a 42 by 30 inch page. I'm going to move my stamp over here. I'm going to resize it appropriately for how I would like it to look. I'm going to throw it right there, and can throw my signature right where I want it there. So I'm happy with that page. I'm going to go on to selecting the next size page. It's an 8.5 by 11, which is kind of your standard working admin type file. I'm going to, once again, make my seal look the way I would like it. Place this big gigantic signature, reduce it down a little bit, throw it right there, and then move on to my next size. And then you can also place these wherever you would want them to be and size them appropriately. And once you click done, it's going to process those for me. And then what I can go out and do is I can go out and open these documents. And you will see that, that they have been applied in there. So it's a really cool feature that is going to save a lot of time and money for your customers. So all of those have been applied to my whole folder. Definitely going to save time if you can imagine any architectural customers who have a ton of documents that they have to sign often. So, all right, so we are getting down to the end of it here. We are down to visualization tools. These are going to allow your customers to communicate better either on-site or within their office alone. So let's see this one in action as well. I'm going to close this one out. I'm going to pop back over here, and I am going to show off our 360 photos here. So I have to open what I have is my first floor reference plan here. And as you can see, once I open this plan, we have somebody who's dropped this photo in here for me. And when I pop that open, you'll see this nice 360 little logo here in the corner. And it's super cool. You can move it around, look it up and down. That's the hand where somebody took a picture from. So you could get a good vision. You can zoom in on things. You're looking at ducting. And I don't want to give you all motion sickness, but this is a really, really great way to have people who can't be on site to have eyes on whatever job site they're working at and see how progress is coming, take care of any issues, make any modifications to any documents as necessary. So we have a list of supported cameras that are on this that are the most popular in the field that we all have listed. It's a really, really cool feature. This is the only feature this year that's outside of the PDF ISO standard because it's related to capture, which is not part of the standard as is. So 360 photos, super great feature to have folks get eyes on the field if they're not able to be there in person. So one of our last features that I want to show off today are those 3D PDF enhancements. I'm going to pop open my terminal building here and give it a minute for my model to load. And I'm sure that a lot of folks have seen this one before. This is our terminal building. So this is a nice 3D PDF. And what I want to do here is I want to show my model tree for this. So if I click Show Model Tree, oh, it generally popped open over there. I want to show my model tree down there, though. So I can simply right-click. And the great part of this is it is now opening down here, which is a lot easier to look at than that side panel that popped open before. This is a nice and easy, familiar look for everybody. It's down in where the markups list used to be, or would be, and there's a lot more information that you can, there's a lot more screen real estate that you can see information on. So it's a really, really cool one. There is a lot of metadata that you'll find in these model trees here. So element IDs and such like that. You can still kind of manage your columns. You can't create custom columns like you could in the normal markups list, but you are able to toggle on the information that you would like to see. Another really cool feature about these new enhancements we've made is the ability to search on something. So if you need somebody who needs to look up windows, you'll see that those pop out for you right there. So this is a really, really great way to kind of just see information that you want to get to quickly. You also have the ability to kind of, change the color of something if you want to delineate, really set something on fire with a different color than you normally see, like yellow or something like that. So there's a lot of stuff you can do in there. You can kind of filter things the way that you would like as well. So if you just wanted to see, exterior walls, it's going to gray out everything except what you've filtered down to. Another cool thing that you can do is you can actually change these element IDs, and let's say this wasn't supposed to be 8.8, it was supposed to be 8.9. You can go in there and update that metadata and correct it to what you want it to be, and then you can export it to a CSV file. So a lot of great stuff in the 3D enhancements. I definitely encourage anybody who is working a lot with 3D PDFs, that's where we know a lot of the industry is moving towards. This is a nice new enhancement to help work on those and get data out to the rest of your team. So with that being said, so all of the new features wrapped up there. So kind of just to recap, the same rules apply when introducing Revu to your customers. As you can see, these new features are definitely going to help save them time, money, decrease their paper usage. It's the same easy to use and learn product as it always has been. We're definitely set up to keep, we're definitely building more specifically to speed up these workflows, especially with all these great takeoff features that we have this time around. And going back to, Old Faithful, these are still your 5 key features that are that have always sold the software. We still have the intuitive interface. Markups are easy to use, made for the industry. Having the tool chest sets everything apart, is able to stop redundant workflowing. Markup tracking, especially with these enhancements, definitely is a way to take working on a PDF and making workflow more of a reality, and then real-time collaboration with Studio, always a big game changer as well. So Bluebeam, Crash Course, Deal Registration, Rally Day, you can find all of those on our partner portal, partners.bluebeam.com. We have that here. If you don't have a login, sign up for one and we'll get you approved here. If you need information about deal registration, nothing's changed on that. Same rules and regulations apply. It's a great way to get 10% off, 10% more margin on your deals. And also what's great in here is we have our Bluebeam products where you can learn more about the Review 2017. We kind of have a nice little self-help station all set up here on the partner portal, especially with marketing assets for you as well. So always remember Rally Day will be coming up. We'll have some promotions coming here in the future as well. That's all I have for everyone today. One of our sales specialists here. Any information, any questions that you have, definitely reach out to your account manager. Bluebeam.com, and 626-788-4274 is our channel line that is manned by everything else, or everyone on our team. So I think that's all the time we have. Any questions over anything that need to be answered? All righty. Well, I thank you again for taking your time out of your day, and get out there, take a look at our launch stuff. It's going to be a great day here for us. We're really excited, looking forward to a great year, and have a lot of great new features in this product, and we'll be seeing you all soon.